This is part two of our continuing series on keeping yourself and your family safe and secure. I want to break down those words real quick. Safe is you are physically healthy and feel protected, so also psychologically comfortable, at ease, but with heightened awareness. And that's what we're going for, that at ease with heightened awareness. We're not trying to force a paranoid delusion down someone's throat, be ready all the time, because quite frankly, no one can be ready all the time. But what you can do is relax and be more receptive to the information coming in around you all the time. And when you sense a disturbance in the baseline behaviors, in the last episode we used the absence of traffic when there normally is heavy traffic, or vice versa. Allow those things, those moments, and some people call it intuitions, but it's really an alarm going off in your antenna array that's faster than thought. Your brain hasn't figured out what it is that caused you to sit up straighter and pay attention or look out the window, but something is amiss, for a lack of a better term. So creating an action plan around those events is important. Now, let's use the most efficient model, nature. What do the animals do when they feel threatened or when they notice a shift in their environment? It could be human scent on the wind, or a snapping twig, or the cessation of bird song and companion calls. Well, the first defense is to freeze. Stop everything. Go completely motionless and open up all of your awareness. This is a time for taking in information. The second step is to stalk to cover. A really neat trick that we used to do when we were playing as kids is if you opened the curtains, the other kids knew which room you were hiding in, right? We were playing scout games as kids. Everyone does it. And so you learn to hold the bottom of the curtain and shift it ever so slightly enough that you could peek out to see who's hunting for you. Those things carry over. Again, those were taught and learned through fun with peers playing these predator-prey games that we are genetically predisposed to do. We're supposed to play these games as kids and refine them as adults, but in a peacetime situation, in a healthy situation, they're not shackled with these spooky undertones of inevitable conflict. Remember, your focus determines your reality. You're going to feed that healthy sense of safety, and from that comes security. You don't have to forget or put down the baseline reptilian part of your brain responsible for that flight, fight, or freeze response, but you do have to develop, refine it, and train it so that it acts quicker than thought in times of duress. And you can operate under great stresses very effectively if you're trained in a manner that is enjoyable and engaging, because it becomes your day-to-day baseline. Not that, oh, this is the time where we put our training into play. Because if you're in that state of warfare or tactics or the more militaristic or law enforcement type part of the brain, the reptilian part of the brain all of the time, it takes away that joy. It takes away that sense of security. You lose what you fight for. Again, you don't fight for it. The very act of trying negates itself. You're not on watch or on post. You're enjoying the birds going to the feeder. Or you're trimming the blueberries for greater productivity this year. Or you're tending the garden or hanging out laundry on a line to save on electricity and enjoy the beautiful spring day. The rest of that other stuff, that comes kind of with the package. You don't have to feed it. It just comes with the package of you being outside, slowing down your own metabolic rate, your own heart rate, your own breathing, which, by the way, makes you harder to notice to anything moving faster than you, whether it's physically faster, a car driving 60 miles an hour down the road, or a person walking with purpose. Even deer moving from one place to the other can pass you by when you're in that space. That state is called the alpha state. It's at the peak of our physical awareness, and it's the state we're usually in during prime time, where we're relaxed yet aware. We can remember those theme songs from those shows we watched as children because it was a meditative state where the programming, aptly named, starts giving you its mantra, whatever the storyline is that you want to believe in or don't. We have a whole generation of kids who believe their parents are adults and their elders were stupid. Okay, boomer. Like the grandparent archetype in all of those cartoons, from Fairly Odd Parents to Jimmy Neutron to fill in the blank, folks. So taking back your own programming means slowing down. Emptying all of those things that distract you in your head, those thoughts, by plugging in your senses. Engaging in something that makes you feel like a craftsperson, an artisan, a skilled worker. Maybe you enjoy woodworking or gardening or just being outside with the kids. And in that space, you'll be at your heightened not only for awareness, but for learning the baseline of your area, for noticing that the robin in the front yard is different from the robin pair in the backyard. You might even find one of their nests in that state. And so that would be episode 2, which is establishing and developing your baseline awareness so that you can identify its edge. And once you identify its edge, and this is going to be for our next episode, we'll start working on the different edges that you carry with you and how to work some of them and then to bring some of them back in. See you on the trail. There is a day, is a day, is a day. Daylight come. And we want to go home.